Look, what Obama is proposing, you've got to cut right down to it. It is socialism. It is so ugly and evil. It doesn't work. It's never worked.
The president should be stronger on issues like the public option and Wall Street reform. When we heard President Obama say on the campaign trail that the days of corporate lobbyists writing our nation's laws are over, we believed him, and we want to hold him accountable to that.
I think he's a Marxist. Read the Communist Manifesto.
President Obama needs to break out of his bubble and listen to the people across the country who actually put him in office. Democrats do feel betrayed when the Republicans seem to get everything they want.
They want to regulate income. They want to regulate education, what kind of car you drive, how you heat your house, what kind of food you eat. It never ends.
In each of these achievements and in the list of things he has yet to do, there is room for liberal disappointment. I sing a bittersweet lullaby to the lost public option when I go to sleep at night.
Why would anybody want to be president when you get criticized like that from the left, you get criticized like that from the right, all sorts of different names, lots of critiques, a lot of different things there. Some people you just heard from saying the president's too liberal, some saying he's not liberal enough, some highlighting his accomplishments, some complain that his campaign promises haven't been met. And critiques about Obama as a person, that he might be too aloof, too beholden to his teleprompter, too elitist. So, look, we're knee-deep in election season. We wanted to just get a sense of what everybody's beef is with the president and with his opponent, Mitt Romney. And TJ, let's start with you. What if you had to just one thing that you'd like to see the president and Mitt Romney do differently?
I'd just like to see the president, when it comes to talking about, say, fiscal issues, taxation and that sort of, be intellectually honest. Don't be a do-as-I-say typical liberal in that regard.
How do you mean?
Well, for example, the man goes around talking about people not paying their fair share, how doing that thing that Bill Clinton invented, that whole thing, saying, you know, people like me who don't need the tax cut. And then the man goes and takes advantage of the Bush tax cut, for example. And when his taxes came out earlier this year, it was put on full display that he, in fact, took advantage of that. And people here's the thing: people have to. The truth is that you don't have to have your taxes taken from you.
Not take advantage their maximum tax leniency as they could, pay the least amount of taxes you could.
The rate, you can't pay more than the rate.
Yes, you can. You can go to pay.gov and you can volunteer more money of your.
Nobody at this table.
Yes, he should. Yes, he should.
Nobody at this table did that. Nobody at home did that.
I'm not out there criticizing people for paying too little.
34% of his income. Mitt Romney's paying 15. What's your point?
My point is, the man goes out there saying that there are wealthy people who are not paying their fair share, and he is based on these current tax rates and how they're unfair. Am I right or wrong? Is that not what he says?
No, you're wrong.
No, he goes out there and he talks about people not paying their fair share. That's been his mantra ad nauseum for a year now, and he goes and he pays what he's allowed to. He can very well volunteer more.
All right, Jonathan, your turn.
Hypocrite.
The criticism is actually, it's style, not substance in nature, and it's for both. It's for Romney as well as Obama. They're way too scripted, and what they have to understand is that this campaign does not allow for the perfect disciplinary plan so that every event, everything goes as scripted. And so I would say to both, take advantage of those moments. It's a risk, don't get me wrong, it's a risk, but take advantage of those moments that come up throughout the campaign, perhaps at a town hall or at a debate or whatever, to just go with your gut and do something a little off script. I think the voters will take notice, and I think if done properly, they can score some very good points among the much needed independents.
Richard is the only member of the panel, and correct me if I'm wrong, to have run for office, correct? Yeah. Correct. There's a danger in going off message or going off script, isn't there?
It's never been his problem.
What script? I think that's a pretty good point. Someone's got to make a connection, human connection with voters. And I think Romney's had a miserable time doing that. Obama's not been particularly successful either. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in trying to find that moment, the moment when you say, if that was my son, that could have been my son. I mean, those things resonate and connect. I don't know. I think Obama has it in him. Here's the problem, the real thing, the gripe I have. Obama's identified with basketball. I don't know that that's helping him. Romney's identified with horse riding. I don't think that's helping him. I think they should both find better sports.
Highlight?
If you're looking for the Latino vote, perhaps.
Yeah, well.
Speaking of highlight, Dominic, what's
straight from the front on?
I thought you'd ask about equestrian.
What would be your advice?
My advice to the president would be, first of all, and this is hypothetical on my part, but put Hillary Clinton on the ticket. If you're not going to do that, then keep Joe Biden on a tight leash. This guy can cost you the election. He flushed you out on gay marriage, where supposedly, Mr. President, you were not ready to do it yet. And Mr. Biden, who has a long history of shooting off at the mouth, you know, you got to keep this guy on a short leash. I know that the vice president, the traditional role is attack dog. He's very good at that. Let him go attack all across America. But if there's ever a guy that needed a teleprompter and a good communications director, somebody like you, it is Joe Biden.
Didn't Obama get help with what Biden did on gay marriage? Didn't that politically help him?
Yeah, but do you think the president wants to be in a position where he's flushed out by his number 2 on the ticket?
He was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
No.
How conspiratorial do you want to get?
I've thought that, but I don't think you have
a bit of political plus.
That's what you say. We'll see. We'll see what the polls. We'll see what the polls say on election day.
Here's my conspiracy theory. Do you have a picture up on the wall of Hillary Clinton? You love Hillary Clinton.
Well, what are you implying?
That you love Hillary Clinton.
No. It's just that if we're going to be honest, I covered her back in Iowa and in Nevada and all across America, and I think that she perhaps will be a very good president.
Yeah, but Dominic, to tinker with that now at this late game.
Listen,
I agree with you about Biden.
It's a hypothetical.
They should put him in Blair House and change the locks after he's
Just
inside.
give the guy a teleprompter. Give him a teleprompter and lock him to the teleprompter.
I like him the way he's been. Put him on the Supreme Court and make her vice president. Makes perfect sense.
Mine very quickly would be to the president. If they're going to call you a socialist communist, not from the United States, was born in, then go a little liberal. You can be a little further left than where you are now, because it's not going to cost you any votes on the right.
But Andrew, what would I normally say right now to a comment like that? What would I normally say?
It would be something having to do with race and
That's
his race.
Right. That you really think that a black man, the first black president of America, could do that?
They're going to call him all these names anyway, so
that's a good point.
May as well get his money's worth while he's
That's
at
a good.